So, I'm a swimmer. I've been a swimmer since I was 2 years old, and I'll probably always be a swimmer. Swimming is one of the things that I can genuinely and honestly say I love, and it just over time has become a part of me. It centers me, it motivates me, and I just couldn't live without it. Now, that said, let me tell you a little bit about a swimmer's day. Because you wake up, and more or less, you're like this. You're dead. You're sore from yesterday, everything hurts, you have absolutely no energy. And you feel as if you've slept, give or less, a couple minutes, maybe a little less. And so still, as soon as you wake up, it's 5 a.m., and the first thought that comes into your half-asleep mind is there is absolutely no way I'm swimming this afternoon. Not a chance. I'm coming home, I'm falling down on the couch, and I'm sleeping there till next week. And so that thought kind of stays with you as you start to wake up, right? You have breakfast, then you take a shower, maybe you get on the bus, right? And while you're on the bus, or maybe you're already in first period, and then a thought comes to you. You say, well, really, I'm not that tired anymore. And I kind of like swimming. Maybe I'll swim. We'll see. I still have the rest of the day to decide. We'll see. Right? Then a few hours go by, maybe 3 or 4. It's lunchtime. And the thought comes to you again. You say, well, now I'm really not tired. I have a lot of energy right now. It's midday. And I think I like swimming. So yeah, let's swim. Why not? And then that's it, right? That's it. You decide to swim. You convince yourself to swim. It's all good, right? Just talk over. Well, no. Sorry. See, it's almost like magic. Because what happens is you spend the whole day talking yourself into swimming, and then you get on the bus and you fall asleep. And then what happens there is as soon as you wake up, it's as if it was 5 a.m. again. And as the bus stops in front of your house, the only thought that comes into your half-asleep mind is, there is absolutely no way I'm swimming. Not a chance. And so, well, as you were going to do this morning, as you were planning to do, you come home, you fall down on the couch, and you start thinking to yourself, well, you have about a half hour, maybe, before you have to leave for practice. If, that is, you want to leave for practice. And so in that half hour, you kind of have this internal debate with yourself. Should I swim? Should I not swim? And it goes back and forth, right? It's, well, I should probably swim. Why? Well, I like it. Yeah, but you're tired. Yeah, but, I'm on a team. Yeah, but you also have homework. And it goes back and forth like this for, give or take, 25 minutes. Say you have 5 minutes left before you absolutely have to decide. And so, I don't know what you guys think, but in my experience, when you're debating with yourself about whether or not to do something, usually that part of yourself that is telling you not to do something, that's usually the part that takes over. It's just so much more convincing, right? And so, well, maybe you have 5 minutes left, and you're just this close to being convinced just to stay home, fall down on the couch, and sleep till next week. That's what you want, right? But then one thought comes into your mind. And see, this is the thought that gets you out of the couch, getting your gear, just out the door and off to practice. And the thought is this. It's, if I don't swim, I'll regret it later. Now, I understand that most of you aren't swimmers. And even if you are, this probably isn't too relevant. So the real thought is this. It's, you will never want to do anything, but you will also never regret it later. And see, this is a very interesting thought, Because, well, in my case, when I'm in the sofa just lying down with a half hour to decide whether or not I want to go swim, in this internal debate I'm having, it becomes my feelings against my logical thoughts, right? So I say to myself, logically, well, you should swim, right? It's part of the routine, it's something you do. After all, you love it, that's what you say. And then my feelings come back and they say, yeah, but you're tired. You don't feel like it. And that's a very hard debate to win. Like I said, most of the time, you'll end up not doing it. And so, if you think of this phrase, what this does is it changes your perspective on the problem. Because while in a normal, of sorts, debate with yourself, you're debating against your current feelings. If you start to think of whether or not you'll regret something later, or of whether or not you'll be glad you did something later, then your current feelings become irrelevant. You start to consider your future feelings, what you will feel after you've done or you haven't done, after you've taken the decision, after all the laziness and all of your current feelings wash away, what will you feel then? And that's what this phrase considers. Now, what is regret? Why would this be so compelling? That I'm offering you this to help you convince yourself of things. Why would this be so compelling? Well, according to the American Psychological Association, regret is an emotional response to remembrance of a past state, condition, or experience that one wishes had been different. In other words, regret is the feeling of wanting to correct something that's in the past. Because we've all felt this, right? It's the feeling that gets you smacking your forehead. It's the feeling you get when you did something that you really can't undo. It's a very terrible feeling, that gut feeling. It's what you get when you're walking into a maths exam without studying, or walking into a meeting without having done the work, for you guys who work. And, well, I'll give you another example. This talk that I'm giving to you right now, this TED Talk. I don't know if you guys know this, but all of us who have given TED Talks and the guys who are about to give more TED Talks, we've all stayed for the past few months every Thursday to work on our TED Talks. It's the process, right? So we can be here, standing here, talking to you guys. And so, naturally, every Thursday, I really didn't want to stay. And then that debate started in my mind. I'd say to myself, well, if you don't come to this TED Talk practice, then you can probably go to swimming practice earlier, and you can probably get some more time to do homework. You can probably fall asleep sooner. Or you can probably have some time to watch TV, maybe eat dinner with, I don't know, your parents, whatever. Whatever it is, I would tell myself every Thursday after leaving school, in the 2-minute space I had before I had to decide if I wanted to catch the bus or if I wanted to stay. Now, of course, every Thursday I had to tell myself that the reason I stayed was because I wanted to be here, because I knew in the long run I would not regret it. I would actually be glad I did it. And as all of that process is done, as I'm now finished with all of that and all my laziness at the moment has washed away, I, standing here, can tell you that I am very much so glad I did it. And tomorrow, when this is all over, I'll still be glad. And I can tell you that even though I didn't want to go, I don't regret a single session that I went to. And, well, maybe you guys who work can think of examples like this. Maybe there's something you've pushed off a couple times. Something you had the chance to do a few days ago, or maybe a week ago. Something that's right here in the back of your head, just bothering you, kind of. Well, what I encourage you here to do is to think of today as tomorrow's yesterday. And let me break that down because, at least to me, it sounds confusing. If tomorrow you had known that maybe today that thing would still be in the back of your mind, that it would kind of bug you, even if it's not explicitly regret, even if it's just you wish you'd done it, right? It's a simple thought, you wish you'd done it. if maybe yesterday or whenever you had the chance to do it and you chose to do something else, if you'd known that today you'd feel this way, that you'd feel you wish you'd done it, then maybe you would have done it. And it's a very simple thought. It's just something that most people don't consider. It's a change in perspective. So maybe, if you thought that, it would be done today. And so to summarize, and my final idea with which I will leave you is make your decisions thinking about how you will feel in the future, not how you feel right now. Thank you.